What up, what up?
Hi!
Welcome to Tea with Dees, where we're drinking in some big life truths along with some tea, that's probably coffee, and maybe even wine, because this is a judgment-free zone, my friends.
Yes!
I'm Dr. Dee with My Yes Life, and I am a life coach, and I love helping people get rid of the garbage can thoughts that are keeping them from having and living their best life, creating a life without limits. I am here with my fellow boss babe extraordinaire, one of my favorite people on this planet, Aundrea DeMille. She is the owner of 360 Tour and Designs. It's a real estate photography business. She makes houses look gorgeous. And she is so freaking cool. I wanted to have her on here to talk about burning desire. Yeah, what that is, why it's important, and how to create your own yes life.
Amen.
Want to say hi?
Hey, y'all.
So tell us a little bit about you and your story and how you have just ignited this insane amount of burning desire to create, the results she's made in, how long is it? A year? A little over a year?
Yeah.
Is freaking real. So I wanted her to talk about it because this burning desire thing is legit.
So real. So I was a stay-at-home mom, and before that, an educator, blogger, photographer, when my husband was laid off by corporate America, and we decided to come out to Utah and just start over. And during that process, we decided we wanted to work for ourselves. So I said, hey, let's own our own business. Let's do our own thing and never put the fate of our family into another person's hands. So we did, and we bought our company, 360 Tour Designs, as Dee mentioned. We do real estate photography, and we cover the entire Wasatch Front. And so one of the things that has been super fun for me is manifesting and creating the most magical life that I can possibly imagine. I mean, it's so unreal. And it all started with a burning desire. Sometimes you'll have someone say, hey, what's your why? Why do you get into what you do? Why do you do what you do? Okay, my burning desire starts with part of my why. My great-grandfather was a slave. My mom doesn't have a high school education. And I wanted to be able to show my kids, this is America. The American dream is still alive. Yeah. And whatever you want, baby, you can manifest it. You can create it, and it is amazing. A big part of my burning desire is that it's wanting to create and travel the world and show my kids, hey, you can do it. There's nothing holding you back.
And by the way, she has 5 boys under the age of 15 that she's momming hard while she's boss babing and growing this business. So I love how people are like, I can't do that. I got this limitation.
Yes, you can.
Or I got this thing that makes it hard, and I can't go after my dreams because I don't got time, and I don't got the money, and I don't got and the list keeps going on and on and on. And you're like, no, if you've got this burning desire, there are no limitations. There's nothing that holds you back, right?
Absolutely.
Even 5 boys under the age of 15.
And one is a baby.
And one is
2 in diapers. One is 1. Yeah, it doesn't stop me because my passion and my desire is what drives me. But a bigger part of my burning desire is overcoming the fear. Okay? If there's one thing that I want to share with y'all today, it's your desire to achieve your dream, your goal, and whatever that is. Maybe your desire is to be home with kids. Maybe your desire is to open a school. Maybe it's to have a coffee shop. Whatever your desire is, maybe it's to get a degree. Maybe it's to be the first in your family to graduate. Whatever your desire is, okay? It has to be stronger than your fear.
Yes.
Your fear is what's going to cripple you. Okay? It's kind of like, let me share this story with you. When I was in high school, I went rappelling with a bunch of teenage boys in the middle of the night, free fall rappelling on a bridge. And those of you who are familiar with rappelling, you have your rope and you're harnessed in, and you have one hand in the front and one in the back, and if you move that hand in the back and grab the rope with both hands at the top, you will fall, you will plummet, you will die. Okay? Super scary when it comes to free fall rappelling. Your brakes are your back hand. And so I'm
under your booty.
Yeah. So I'm rappelling with these guys. It's my turn. We're free fall rappelling on a bridge again in the middle of the night. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. And I lean over where my back is completely parallel to the ground. So there's literally just me in the ground, and this my hand is my brake, and that's it. And I was paralyzed with fear. I was so scared. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And then you know what I did? I remembered why I was so excited and how fun this was gonna be. So I let my excitement overcome the fear, and I rappelled down that bridge, and it was one of the most amazing times of my teenage life, like just feeling free on this rope, and I'm not held by a wall, and it's just freedom to go down as I please. And that's really what it boils down to, okay? My excitement for that overcame my fear, and I was able to have a really good time.
I think it's such an important part, because so many of my clients and people that I talk to on the daily are like, they think that once they figure out what they want, that the fear just goes away. Or that you get to this point where you're confident enough and then there's no more fear. And like, our brain has not evolved that way. Like, there's a very important evolutionary reason why we are afraid first.
Absolutely.
Because if we were comfortable, we would have been laying around the cave and being eaten by saber-toothed tigers, right? So like, our brain's default mode is to go into fear.
Yes.
And one of the ways that you can overcome that is having that really deep burning desire, knowing your why, and it's you know, overcoming the fear and doing it anyway.
Yes.
And the way that you can do that is because you just are so clear on what it is that you want to create.
Right. And that's what you have to focus on. If you are afraid of making calls because you feel like you're going to be rejected, let your desire, let your why drive you to make the phone call. If you're afraid to walk into a meeting, talk to someone, and whatever your dream, if you're afraid to pick up that book and open and study. And you know what? Sometimes we don't even realize it's fear.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't really put a pin on it.
Yeah.
Right? We can't put our finger like,
it's so true.
Why don't I want to make this call? Why don't I want to study? Why don't I? We don't even know why, because it's subconscious. It's those animal instincts that are built to keep us safe, and we're grateful that they're there. But you just push past it. Just remember, if you get ready to make a call and you're like, oh, they're not gonna like me, what if they, just change the focus. Change the focus to, I'm providing an amazing service for these people. They're gonna be super excited to have my product. And by doing this, I'm creating a better life for me and my kids. Whatever your why is, focus on that.
Yeah. Getting out of that self-serving place of fear and focusing on service, especially if you're in a business, is super, super important, right? So then it's not about you, it's about them and doing the right thing for them. It's funny that we don't always see it as fear. Underlying it always is fear. I have a client that likes to tell me that the reason why she's not doing the things that she knows she should be doing has nothing to do with fear. And I'm like, it's absolutely fair. Sometimes it shows up as procrastination. It shows up as perfectionism. It shows up as,
I have to have everything perfect before I can get started.
Or like just taking your foot off the gas. Realize like trying to overcomplicate things, like creating like 400 steps when all you just need to do is start moving. The belief that you have to know every single step before you get started. All of that. That's all fear-based. So I think the other important part of this is that you didn't just have a burning desire, but you then got busy, right? You don't just sit here and like law of attraction, put it on your vision board that you're going to create a super successful business. Like, you got to work, right?
I did. I got to work. I started getting out and getting involved in the community. So my target client, my ideal client, are real estate agents and brokerage offices. So I would join things like, realtor associations. I would go to team meetings and lunches. I would call and say, hey, would you be willing to meet with me for a few minutes and just show you a little bit of what we can do? I got busy and put it out there and pushed past the fear of rejection. And like we mentioned, I made it about them. I know that real estate agents are going to sell their homes faster but for a lot more money with beautiful, amazing photography. And I get to help them create an amazing experience for their clients. That's life-changing, right? And so when I switched my focus and I got busy and got grinding, things started falling into place. We became the official photographers for the Northern Wasatch Board of Realtors. We signed a corporate contract with Coldwell Banker. We, we just put all kinds of adding more brokerages and we've grew our staff, you know. I now have 4 photographers out there covering
You have to hold this. My hand is like asleep.
Okay. You know, we now have like a team of photographers that are out there with us. But yeah, like I put it on my vision board. I meditated on it. I get still for inspiration, and then I get my butt in gear and I let that burning desire take over to drive, to manifest and create this amazing, y'all, it's magic. It literally is.
Yeah.
It's so magical to say, this is what I want. And then it happens when you just follow your dreams.
But you have to show up for your dreams,
do.
right? You can't just be like, this is my dream and I'm going to sit here until it happens.
Right.
And I was listening to this podcast yesterday and the girl was talking about how many people like come up with the idea of what they want, like best case scenario. Like a lot of coaches are like, I just want to work 10 hours a week and make over $100,000. And it's like, okay, but what are you going to do to get there? Like, you don't just get that immediately because you decide that's what you want. You have to have the hustle.
Absolutely.
Like you have to do the work to earn that business.
Absolutely.
And so it's like it's kind of a balanced edge, or like, yes, you're creating this in your mind and you've got this picture of what you want and what you want to create, but you have to do the work. Like there is no shortcut for the work. There is no magic pill that makes you lose the 100 pounds. Like you've got to do the mental work so that you feel properly, like feel the right emotions that drive the right behavior that gets you the result that you want. That result is that like the focus of your burning desire.
Absolutely. And one thing I'd like to add to that, Dee, is making sure that you understand what it is that you're going for, and focusing and zoning in on that, because it does take action. So many times in our culture, we hear people say, oh, I'm trying. And I like to say, no. We're not going to try. We're going to do. What are you doing? That's the thing. Take try out of your vocabulary. What are you doing to create the life that you want and manifest the life that you want? What are you doing? That's the key thing.
Yeah. And there's a difference between interested and committed, right?
Yes.
And I think that's what we're talking about, is like you could be interested in that dream, like having the $1 million income, having the beautiful house up on the hill. Like you could be interested in that, but are you committed?
Yes.
Are you going to show up as the person who earns that?
Right.
Because who you are right now is probably not the person that can earn the $1 million. You have to become that person, and you become that person through action.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about how like I knew like 6 years ago I was like I'm going to be debt free before my husband can retire from the military. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea how we were going to do it. I had this idea of how I thought maybe it was going to happen, but like I had a lot of student loan debt, y'all, 3 degrees. Like, but I was like, this will be paid off before the end of the 6 years. I didn't know how, but I got to work on believing that and showing up and kicking butt. And guess what? Like we paid it off 3 years early because like I had that burning desire.
And you surrendered the how.
I surrendered the how.
Y'all, we don't know how it's going to happen, and that's okay. You don't have to know how you're going to achieve that dream, how you're going to get your degree, how you're going to grow your business, how you're going to be a good mom, how you're going to be a good dad. You don't have to know how. You just have to have the burning desire. No, I'm good.
Okay. Right. And so like I thought maybe it was going to be in my business and that's how I was going to pay it off. But I kept focusing on that, kept moving toward it, and magically it happened in a real estate deal. Like we hit the market just right. But like the cool thing was like I never lost sight of that vision, that burning desire to be debt free. By the time my husband was eligible to retire from the military, it was super, super important to me, and the universe like made it happen because I kept showing up in my business because that's how I thought it was going to happen. But it happened in a different way. And how cool is that? Because of that burning desire and that belief that I could make it happen. I didn't know how. So, is that everything?
I think that's everything. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah. So if something from this message resonated with you, I would love to meet with you for a free mini session coaching. Sometimes it's great you have a coach, I have a coach.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, most successful people have coaches because your brain's going to freak out when you try to go after this stuff. So if any of this resonated with you, I don't know where it is, depending on where you're watching, there's a link to book a free mini session. If you're not quite ready to talk to me, I know I'm a little scary, you can do, there's a free coaching mini experience, 7-day reboots. It'll help you figure out what that vision is, help you figure out what that burning desire should be in your life. So give it a look. Thanks so much for joining me today, Aundrea.
Of course, my pleasure. This was awesome.
And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Ciao.